Good afternoon. This is Sean Speaks with Up Talk My Life podcast. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I will be reading the blog post from today at freeyourthinkingmind.com entitled, I Shall Never Forget. I shall never forget. Our affirmation for today, I am honest with myself. I am honest with myself. To ask a Black person to forget that his or her forefathers were a people stolen from their land and enslaved and turned into an economic currency to those who identified themselves as white, it's like asking a white person to forget about democracy, the very cornerstone idea that this great country was built that freed them from the dominance of the crown. It's like asking a Polish American to forget that he chose the label white because it came with more benefits than being non-white. It's like asking an Italian American that eventually was allowed to choose the label white to forget that they worked hard to be able to make the label choice as white because they knew that label came with more benefits in this America. For those of you who might not know, the term white was a legal term created to give benefits to groups of people the government, quote unquote, a system, approved to be categorized as white American. When you check the label white, you are choosing to identify with a legal creation of government created superiority. I invite you to read two books that delve deeper into this subject: Birth of a White Nation, The Invention of White People and Its Relevance Today by Jacqueline Badalouer, and The Invention of the White Race by Theodore W. Allen. Whites in America had origins in original peoples of Europe, Portugal, Italy, and other areas of the world before coming to America, just like Blacks had origins in Africa. White ancestry includes, but not limited to, German Americans, Irish Americans, English Americans, Italian Americans, French Americans, Polish Americans, Scottish Americans, need I go on, etc., etc., etc. Despite having an origin that may not have been considered white at some point in American history, such as Italians, Greeks, Spaniards, Irish, Swedes, Germans, Finns, Russians, and Frenchmen, these people, while in America, regularly betrayed their specific heritage for the simplistic but powerful title of just being white in America, at least when faced with being compared to those of us with darker skin. In America, being white brought along with that label certain rights. The government system intentionally created a white versus Black divide. White Americans collectively were seeking freedom from the bondage they felt from the dominance of the European crown. White Americans' forefathers collectively stole our Black American forefathers' freedom, took credit for many of our forefathers' ideas, beat our forefathers into submission, and diminished our forefathers' dignity in the creation of this wealthy, white-dominated America. Those are just historical facts and don't need to be debated. But life has a way of expanding all of us past where we started. I know as a Black person, I am ready to expand. But in order to expand to where we want to go as Black people with this heritage, we need to face those truths our way, learn from those truths our way, and transcend those truths into something powerful for us. We have to decide what that new being Black in America mean for us. Let me repeat that. We have to decide what that new being Black in America mean for us. We have to stop suffering in discomfort to make others comfortable. We can't seek any longer or believe that the government will do something to fix our disillusionment with our heritage in this country. We can no longer be satisfied by symbolic wins and words. You can't legislate people's mental and emotional freedoms. You can't legislate a people's equality, and you can't legislate a people's dignity. Those qualities come with our mere existence, not with a stroke of a pen. But when you are a people that was physically abused by slavery, financially abused by sharecropping and disenfranchisement, emotionally abused by Jim Crow laws, and spiritually and mentally abused by Christianity and religion, you become disillusioned and desperate, and all you want is a feeling of a win. But now we know that a feeling of a win is not necessarily a win. We should have never made anyone believe that they had that kind of power over our being. I shall never forget what happened to my forefathers. I shall never forget the burdens they bore so that I could shop at your stores you shop at, use restrooms that you built, attend public schools and universities and learn what you learn, sit down at restaurants and eat what you eat, and walk down the street and live where you live. But I will never believe the right to use only that which others created is all my forefathers wanted for us in this great America. Our affirmation: I am honest with myself. I am honest with myself. Thank you so much for listening to the audio blogcast podcast presented to you by Up Talk My Life podcast, and also freeyourthinkingmind.com, the blog. Please definitely go over to the website and check us out and subscribe and share if this is for you. If not, it's all cool. Ashe, free thinkers, ashe. May what you say manifest in your life today and every day. Ashe.